5 at 5, everybody. I am back. I'm just going to give it a moment or two for people to join and then we can get stuck into a bit of chat. But if you join in, please do say hello, 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 hello. Slightly different location for today. Hello, everyone. Oh, ready for this cup of tea. Can you hear the people outside? I am sat near the shop window and there's people walking past, and I've opted not to close the shutters because it makes the light better. So we'll see whether we get anybody joining in. And this is what it was always like in the old shop when I was trying to film YouTube videos in there. People would be like looking through the window. It was so embarrassing. Hi Michelle. Hi Viv. Thank you. The wallpaper is beautiful, isn't it? It's from Lost Home. I just felt it kind of needed a bit of something at this end. But I've still got pictures to put up, but I'm waiting for some other bits and pieces to go in here before I decide where I want to put them. But yeah, I've got some nice pictures to put up. A few little memories and things like that. Great. So people are joining. Right, so I'll get started. You may notice that I'm sat somewhere slightly different today because I'm sat down in the window. Hi Mary. And that's because I don't really have much fabric to show you today. I thought we would look at some different things. I am waiting on quite a bit of fabric coming into stock, and in fact I had 2 deliveries today. And I'm looking at it, I can see it and you can't. So yeah, some gorgeous new things, some very nice autumnal things, but it does take a little bit of time to photograph and get all the details and things on the website. Hi Nicola, I see you joining in there. So yeah, so bear with me there. I'm not going to show you any new fabric. Otherwise you'll be, I can't find it on the website, and that's because I haven't put it there yet, except for what I've got in front of me. So before I get too waffly, shall we start having a look at a few bits and pieces? So, a few new tools and quite a few new bits of bag making equipment have come in, and I'm just going to have some tea because it's been a long old week. Coming back after holidays is not... It's not easy, is it? It's like, ooh. Okay, so I'm going to start with webbings, and I've got some really nice new bag webbings to show you here, and this, I'm going to take the pin out, and I'm not going to be able to get it out because my nails are too long. This is a beautiful mountain print webbing, you can see there. How cute is this? So this, for me, anything with mountains on is very reminiscent of home and the Lake District. That's kind of our backdrop, if you will. So I think these are lovely if we paired these with a nice plain canvas. For bag making, they'd be gorgeous. There is a kind of a pale green and ecru kind of a colourway going on there, and we've got this lovely blue. Speaking of canvases, part of today's delivery was plain canvases, which are absolutely stunning. I'm eyeing them now, and I have added those to the website, so if you want to look at those you can do. And then I just thought I would show you, got a lovely restock of the 40mm webbing, just in the regular sort of colourways, and I've added a couple of new colourways in, particularly this like washed red shade. So it's quite a muted soft red, which is pretty. These are colours we've already seen before, and we've got also new this kind of sandy beigey colour and this antique blue. So quite a selection of colours there to go for your bag making. And also I went a little bit mad when I was buying webbings. I really wish I had more time to sew bags because I'd like to make quite a few at the moment. I've got my eye on some patterns. Ooh, it's very windy here today. There's all sorts of things blowing around. And this is a stripy one, again 40mm. They work with the 38mm hardware, which is in the shop at the moment, but I am running a bit low on some of those items, so they will be back into stock. But there we go. I think that's very sort of... That's really nice. And again in this lovely green and blue. I love these colours together. Yes. Let me know if you're into making bags. Is anybody into the bag making? It feels like it's a massive rabbit hole that I could quite easily slip down. So whilst we are on the subject of bags, it's going to have a bag making theme today. New bag patterns. So I've had a big restock of all the independent patterns that I stock, and I've added some new lines which we will come to in a bit. And previously I've stocked the noodle head patterns, which you guys seem to love, and I've got those back in, and I've added a couple of new designs. So we've got the buckthorn here, which I know is just going to sound amazing in my northern accent. And yet, when we're thinking about those webbings that we were just looking at, this is like an excellent opportunity to really sort of use those and a nice print, or you could keep it plain. But yeah, really liking that. That's the backpack and the tote. I have my eye on that one. And this is also a new, to me, noodle head design. This is probably backwards to you, but it says yarrow. A bit like barrow, but with a Y. So there we go. Yes, so I also thought let's get some more bag patterns because why not? So I've picked up some of the Mrs. H bag patterns, and these are fabulous. I was looking through them last night while I was putting them on the website, and wow, they're just, the level of details in these is incredible. So for example, if I show you that one, you see there, amazing. I've got some lovely leverettes in stock which would work really nicely for these, but again, just a really different selection. And I think what's nice with making bags is they make really nice gifts. You may not want to sew clothing for someone because of sizing and fit and all that kind of thing, but everybody loves a bag, right? It's a nice sort of asymmetrical situation. There's loads. I'll maybe not show you them all, but let's have a look. There we go. Beth is hooked on bag making. Yep, yeah, I think everybody feels like either you're well into it or you want to get into it. So, and a wallet. Look at this wallet. How cool is this? So yes, check those out. Those are online now. I'm kind of arranging like a little section of the shop that's dedicated to bag making supplies. So yeah, I've been putting that together today and need to get some more shelves for it. Shelves are expensive. Yes, Michelle, Simon deserves a bag. Right, okay, so in the line of canvas, obviously I've told you that I've added some plain canvases to the website, and they are not just limited to bag making. They could be used for any number of things, for cushions, for curtains, even for clothing. I've just noticed that Barbara has joined. Hi Barbara. And I always bring up the example of had a lovely duck egg blue floral cotton canvas, which I thought was very much a furnishing fabric. And it just goes to show that you can't imagine every scenario, and Barbara bought some and made the most stunning MAC, like a coat out of it, a double-breasted coat. It's beautiful. So there you go, you can use them for clothing as well. So two printed canvases though, which have actually just arrived today, are these, and I am in love with this. So this is the Aztec canvas. It's 100% cotton, and it's in this kind of corally kind of colourway. It matches my nails very nicely. But yes, I think if we show you that together with that washed red, I can't say it, washed red webbing, come on, they go together beautifully. So I'm a little bit obsessed with this. Just the colours are so vibrant. So if I just try not to spill the tea, unreal a little bit for you to look at. You can get the picture there. But I mean, I would wear this. I would even say like a mini skirt or a little A-line skirt, and this would be really cool. Or a jacket. Kind of have that 90s vibe. I remember my brother wearing kind of prints a bit like this. Or pants, anything. So really versatile, but in love with that print. pop this down here. Oh, it's warm over here. It must be the window that warms things up. And then we have this navy. Hi people, all looking through the window. This stunning navy floral as well, and I've called this one Exotics because it is kind of like exotic flowers. But again, I would wear this and it would make an amazing jacket, wouldn't it? But it would also make an amazing bag, and it would make cushions. So there's any number of things that you can do with a nice cotton canvas, and I'm kind of obsessed with that. It's got enough purple in to make me happy. So let me know what you'd make with those. But they are all online now, and I think this one is nice. It would coordinate well with the lilac. The lilac goes nicely with it, as does the ochre. That kind of picks out some of the oranges, and the turquoise also sits kind of well with that, so very nice. It's beautiful. Oh, I need some more tea. It has been a day. It's been quiet in the shop this week though. Like August always goes really, really quiet when everyone's on holiday. So it's been nice to sort of come back from holiday and get caught up on a few jobs. But yeah, it's always a bit weird when there's not loads and loads of people coming in and out. Okay. Everywhere I look, there's bag webbing. So there is a gap behind me right now. And the coffee machine is supposed to go there, and you may have seen me ranting about this on stories this week. Well, not ranting, but I was supposed to get it delivered on Wednesday, and unfortunately it's not come yet, and now I don't know when it's coming. And I want coffee. So the coffee machine is going to live here. And if you can see that behind me as well, that's my Instagram counter, which has now gone over 10,000 followers. So thank you everybody who has followed. That's incredible. I never thought I would see the day that it got that high, but yeah, yay, thank you. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a tool, and it's a clapper, and I've been meaning to get these in stock for ages, but this is a beech wood clapper. So ideal for when you're doing sort of tailoring and coat making and just general sewing. The idea being that you can use it to, when you press something, you get it nice and hot and steamy, and then you hold this on top and it really locks the steam in, which makes your seams nice and flat. So if you're dealing with bulky fabrics like wools and coating fabrics, then one of these is really going to help. It's quite sturdy and chunky, and you've also got a point presser on the top, so you can use that for sort of turning out collars and that sort of thing. I've been meaning to get these in for ages, just as a general tailoring tool, but now I do. So these are in stock now. Deceptively heavy actually. And they come in a nice box, so that's a nice thing. I would have that as like a present, like a Christmas present, or because it is coming, or a birthday present. Ask Santa. Okie doke. Something else to ask Santa for. Excuse me, is one of these. If you've been around a while in the sewing community, you will have seen the Simplicity Bias Tape Maker. I have wanted to stock these for so long, so I'm finally glad to have them in. I am resisting the temptation to steal one off the shelves because they are quite expensive. But yes, again, just one of those toys that you maybe don't need but would really, really like. And they make making bias tape a breeze. So if you do a lot of quilting, I suppose, but if you do anything where you use a lot of bias tape and you like to make your own bias, then that's going to make your life a lot easier. These are online now. Yes. That's all I've got to say about that. I haven't really played with one, if I'm honest, but I know that they're very, very popular and a lot of people seek them out. So anybody got any questions whilst we're here, just pop me any questions in the comments. I'm roasting. Oh dear, we have got our soapbox derby in the town tomorrow, so I've just been watching them building the ramp out of scaffolding outside, which is very exciting. But the weather forecast does not look amazing. It looks like it's going to be quite windy and wet, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but a lot of work's gone into putting that event on, so it'll be a good day. Have I got the fabric that I'm wearing in stock? I don't, Emma, I'm sorry, no. It's I've had this one for maybe 2-3 years on the bounce now, and I did have some in this year, but it's all gone now, I'm afraid. What type of winter fabrics am I getting in? Right. I am looking now. I have got some plain baby cards. So 21 whale card. I've got some printed baby cards, which are gorgeous. Boucle is back, but in different colours this time as well. What else am I getting? I've got some beautiful new viscose jerseys and cotton lawns. Sweatshirting is making a return. What else have I ordered? Because I've got some on the way next week. I do have some nice Halloween cottons coming next week. Christmas jersey, is it too soon to say that? Yep, nice Christmas jerseys are coming. Sherpa fleece, Michelle, I've got some at the back of the shop, which is waiting to go on the website now. So yeah, quite a number of things. If there's anything that you think I should be getting in for autumn and winter, please do let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for ideas. Always like to take on board your suggestions. Jo can never resist a printed baby card, neither can I, because it's gorgeous. I'm trying to think what else I had on that order for next week. I do have another supplier that I need to shop with as well to get some more jersey, because they have beautiful jerseys, so I want to get more kind of French terries and that kind of thing back in. I don't have a lot of that at the moment. I'm thinking maybe cozy colours again. Let me know what you think. Yep, yeah, so I think that Annette, that, yeah, French terry. So yeah, it's always an ongoing process is shopping for fabric. It's not like I think, right, I'm going to buy everything for autumn right now. I tend to just sort of go along and pick bits up as I go. And ribbed jerseys, yes, that's nice. Do you know, they're quite hard to find. I don't often come across them, and I do have a couple with stripes on, if they're any good to you. But yeah, rib jerseys are nice. I had some, I think maybe 2 years ago now, which had a very fine rib in, which were lovely. I do still have the fisherman's knits in, and I'm just casting my eye across. I have got the stone and the kind of the goldy colourway in, and a little bit of the pink and the blue left, but not a lot. Yeah, they've been very popular. Right, okay, maybe slightly less exciting, but if you have been on the lookout for these are the adapters for the new Prim tool for putting in rivets, and I have the rivets to go with in 3 different sizes. So these took me ages to put on the website this week. I was sort of looking at the boxes for ages trying to work out what was going on. Following feedback from last times, I will put together a video about the Prim tool. I'm planning on making some men's jeans for the autumn window display. So when I come to do the rivets on those, I will get the tool out and we'll have a little bit of a demo. Is the plan. I am very much feeling like I need another 40 hours in the week at the moment. Okay, so a little bit of a departure from my usual are these beautiful cords, these macrame cords. And you could well use these for crochet as well if you're into crochet and knitting. I certainly am. I have no intention of becoming a yarn shop, as much as I adore yarn-based crafts. This is a fabric shop, but I definitely am sort of starting to cross the business a little bit more into more stitchy things other than just dressmaking. and sort of more generic crafts, mostly to serve my local customers, because I get a lot of people coming in off the street asking for things, and not everybody is into dressmaking, so it's nice to stock some things that suit other tastes but still tie into what I do. And yeah, macrame is one of those things that I've had a bit of a passing fascination with in recent months. So yeah, I've got some nice sort of cotton yarns in, so I just thought I would show you these. And in fact, I was getting these out of the bag the other day when lovely Sharon came and bought one. She was like, oh, I'll take one of them for making dishcloths. So there we go. So there's two different thicknesses. There's a 3mm and a 5mm thickness. And I'm hoping to make up a couple of like little plant hangers and that kind of thing to dot around the shop, because as I start making the workshop space, which is a whole other tale, I really want to give it some really nice sort of soft touches, and if I'm not careful, this place could end up being just a white box with a lot of fabric in it, and I really want those little nice kind of aesthetic touches to it. So yeah, gonna macrame some bits up, but I figured, well, we might as well have the cords in stock as well in case anybody wants to have a go at making their own. So there is aqua, and there is a nice ash grey, and there is this lovely ochre, which is nice and autumnal. Got a classic white. Hi, yes, well done, very good. Jeez. And finally this rose kind of colour. So there we go. So yeah, let me know if that is something that you've ever tried, if you ever had a go at macrame. I've been fascinated with it after watching Escape to the Chateau. Has anybody watched Escape to the Chateau? And just watching Angel Adore and her ability to do any craft. Just incredible. So I think, no, I tell a lie, that's not all I've got to show you. I've got new patterns to show you. I was looking at the table and thinking that's it. So just while I get these ready, just pop any questions or anything below. Gosh, I feel like watching this back, it's probably chaos. I never rehearse anything for social media, I never script anything or rehearse anything, so that's why it's always a little bit chaotic and like, I'm like, woo, all over the place, but yeah, whatever. Who's got time for that? Oh, gosh. Right. Oh, there we go. Do you know, I noticed, Annette, that you said further up that you're coming to the shop next week, and I'm so excited to see you again. That's lovely. Oh, I love it when people come in from far away. It's like the biggest honour. It's like you took time out to drive all the way here, because we're not in the most accessible of locations in Barrow. So that's fab. Right. Indie patterns. I know in the last couple of weeks I've mentioned that I need to restock the indie patterns, and I've kind of never got around to doing it, and I have done it this week, and today I've updated all the stock on the website, so lots and lots of designs are now back in stock. Everything from a full restock of Cashmerette to Friday Pattern Company. I got some True Bias, there was some Closet Core, there was all sorts coming in, but I've also added 2 new lines which I'm really excited about, because I like to keep it fresh and I'm always on the lookout for different designs. So the first of these is chalk and notch. So I noticed that I print quite a lot of chalk and notch patterns, so I was pretty pleased to discover that they also print on paper, because it's another option, isn't it? Not everybody does PDF, or sometimes people just like to have a paper pattern. There is something nice about having a paper pattern, isn't there? So I was really impressed with their sizing. The chalk and notch patterns go up to a 59-inch hip across all of the designs, which I think is great. And yeah, I can't speak for the instructions because I haven't used them, but I know a lot of the blog team have. And yeah, I'm just impressed with the way that it's talking about sort of sew-alongs. They have a full sew-along library on their website, and adjustments and all that kind of thing, and all that support that we like to get with independent designers. So we have got a skirt here. This is Evelyn skirt. My son said, he looked at this was on the top and he said, "Oh mummy," he said, that looks just like you. Do you think? So I said to my husband, and he's like, "That doesn't look like you." Oh, maybe it is a bit. I think it's the hair. I think it was the hair that threw him. So here I am again in the Max T. A nice little basic knit t-shirt with kind of like that muscle vest kind of a look to it. That looks like a perfect kind of basic for pairing with higher waisted makes, maybe like skirts and that kind of thing. We have the Farrah blouse and dress. Again, a nice little ruffly sleeve action going on there. This one is a popular one. I know I have heard of this one. This is the Paige hoodie. I don't think that will be in stock for long. And I think I might put together a little post with some hoodie pattern recommendations, because it does always start to come up at this time of year. Yeah, there we go, Mary Ellen. Yes, there are 2 cup options on Chalk and Notch. I was racking my brains whether it was on this one or the next one I was going to talk to you about, but yes, thank you. Yeah, so the more the merrier in terms of sizing and fitting. And I think what's nice, often people will come into the shop and sort of say, "Oh, like they're very expensive." But say if you get a simplicity pattern, which is kind of £12, it will then be split into 2, and now sometimes even 3 to 4 different size ranges. But with an indie pattern, you're literally getting all of those sizes in the pack, and that's where you get your money's worth with it. So I just think that's worth explaining. So that's the Paige hoodie. We have got the Wren blouse and dress. That's very pretty. I could see myself making that one. The Marcel dress and tank top, which is cute. That would have been nice for my holidays. And the Orchid midi. I did have some of the newer designs. I've got the fringe dress and some others on back order, but they weren't in stock, so when they come in I will be getting those in as well. Yeah, lots of votes for the Paige hoodie. I want to make one now. Let's see. You're so far away, I'm having to really stretch. Oh yeah. Use that cuff in all of your jumpery type things. Yep, that's it. If you get a good piece that you like, a good pattern piece, you can generally sort of hack it into other patterns as well. So that's Chalk and Notch. I spent ages this morning making the pattern display perfect, so I need to go and put these back nice and neat later. No one is allowed to touch the pattern display. I'm joking. And the other new arrival is from Size Me Sewing. And I must admit, I know very little about this brand, but when I was reading up on them, I was impressed. And what I do like about these designs and these patterns is that they all say that they include a free YouTube tutorial, which is just amazing. You don't get that with the Big Four, do you? So, again, these go up to a 53-inch hip, which is pretty good. And their sizing structure is a little bit strange. They use symbols rather than numbers, so the idea being that you don't get caught up in being a particular size number. But when I looked at it, I was a bit like, what's going on here? But it does force you to take your measurements and actually look at your measurements. So in these, has anybody sewn with these before? Have you got any feedback? We have the Vienne coat, which has caught my eye from the start off because it looks like a nice simple coat. We don't seem to have closures going on here. I like this stand-up collar. That's very chic, very wearable. The Vienne dress, I recognise this one for sure, and I know I've printed this a fair few times. But I really love this little ruffly sleeve going on here. Can't go wrong. We've got a lovely basic t-shirt, the Florence Boxy Tee. One for me to add to my list of t-shirts. And the Florence blouse. So what's nice with these is that they do list the skills that you will learn through having a go. For instance, with this one, I know it said that it's like an introduction to sharing because you're going to share the cuff. And obviously if you've got a YouTube YouTube tutorial to follow, that's really going to help. And yeah, so Subo is just confirming that there, that the tutorials help. So I really like these. I don't tend to stock stuff that I wouldn't use myself, and that's kind of where I've been with some brands in the past. I like to recommend indie patterns to people because I know that the instructions are going to be good and there's lots of resources and support. And the one that I do really get stuck with in that sense is Stylark. And don't get me wrong, I would never say I would never stock Stylark, but I know that their instructions are scant, to say the least, so I do tend to veer away from it for that reason. Okay, we've got the Florence jacket, which is just a lovely, simple, open-fronted jacket. Again, these are just nice and sort of basic, they're not overly involved. We've got the Florence skirt. When I was adding the pictures to the website for this one, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make this, like paired with a nice knit. That will be perfect for autumn. Nice knit and boots. And we've got the Florence trousers. So I'm guessing these are all kind of part of a capsule wardrobe come collection, because they've all got the same name. And they do have a hashtag on the back, so then you can look them up on Instagram or wherever and see other people's makes, which really, really helps. Serene skirt, nice elasticated waist, that's very nice. And finally the VN blouse, which I know I've printed a good few number of those. And that's a possible contender for going in my autumn window, which I'm in the process of planning. Is it too soon to put autumn decorations out? Answers on a postcard, please. So, I think you can see that I've had quite a few new bits and pieces in this week, so not a lot of fabric to report yet. We'll talk about that next week, but yes, lots of stuff, as my son would call it, lots of stuff. So, just a couple more minutes now if you want to pop any comments or questions below, and I will finish off my cup of tea, and then I'm gonna go out and get my click and collect from Tesco, because exciting times. We are going through so much food in our house at the moment, with it being the summer holidays. It's unreal. So I've been bringing the kids to work with me, which is nice now that I've got that extra space. They can go upstairs, and I got them a couple of second-hand sofas from the charity shop so they can hang out upstairs and play on Xbox and things, and it seems to work out really well. But they are eating me out of house and home. If I don't put the autumn things out soon, Christmas will be... No! Please don't run away with our lives. I can't cope with the thought of Christmas yet. I know you've got to be organised in advance in retail, but crikey. Yeah, hungry kids. And then when they eat loads, and then they grow loads, and then all of the clothes don't fit anymore. It's really frustrating. But I am excited to get these new fabrics online for you. One other thing, if you're still watching, if you've made this far, I'm going to have a massive remnant sale. Spit it out. I have been saving remnants for ages. And they've all been in bags and they've been sat upstairs, and this week I've gone through and had a really good look at what I've got. So I will let you know when that's going to be, because it does take quite a long time to list them all on the website. But yes, remnants are coming. Everybody loves a remnants, don't they? I'm never sure, is a remnant below 1 metre, is that acceptable, or is that not much use? I would be interested in your thoughts on that one. Let's just see what's being said here. Thank you, Viv. Not entertaining talk about it. Yeah, there's still a bit of summer left, isn't there? We're only halfway through August. Okay, right then. Okie doke. Well, if everybody's happy with that, I hope you enjoyed that little nosy at a few bits and pieces. Again, I have recorded this separately for YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Yay! There we go. Annette's made a top out of 75 centimetres. I always think about like camis and that kind of thing, or maybe colour blocking pieces. So, but it's the bits between like half a metre and a metre that confuse me. I'm never sure, like, I like my remnants to be good lengths, you know, that you could make something from. But yeah, we'll get them all listed up, and horses for courses, isn't it? Everybody likes different things for different reasons. So, right. Okay, I'm going to head off. As much as I would like to sit here and chat to you all evening, I need to go and pick my shopping up. So have a lovely weekend. If you are local, please do call down and see the Soapbox Derby tomorrow. We have put a lot of work into this event. It's kind of our last big town centre event of the season, so very excited. We're using a different firm to help us put it on this year, so it's a much more community-based event, which is going to be lovely. We've tried to source everything locally, so it's going to be fab. I'll try and put some pictures on stories. Next year I would love to take part in the Soapbox. I think I've told you before about my plans for a Penelope Pitstop inspired outfit, so anyway, I will catch you next week and we can have a look at some of this glorious new fabric that's arrived. Keep your eyes on the new arrivals section. I'll let you know when the coffee machine comes, and let's end this chaos now. Thanks everybody, bye bye, see you soon. Happy sewing.